breathing in. Breathing out, I enjoy breathing out. Enjoy breathing in, enjoy breathing out. Breathing in, I am aware of my whole body. Breathing out, I release the tension from my body. Aware of body, releasing tension. Breathing in, I invite my Father in me to breathe in with me, to sit with my back. Breathing out, I invite my mother to breathe out with me using my lungs. Breathing in, I invite my father to enjoy breathing in with me. Father and son enjoy breathing in together. Father and daughter enjoy breathing in together. Breathing out, I invite my mother in me to breathe out with me. Mother and son enjoy breathing out. Mother and daughter enjoy breathing out together. Breathing in, I feel so light. Father, do you feel as light as I do? Breathing out, I feel so free. Mother, do you feel as free as I do? Good morning, dear Sangha. Today is the 7th of May, 2013. We are on the 5th day of our retreat, Healing, Interbeing, and Happiness. On the second day of our retreat, we have learned the first 8 exercises on mindful breathing. And we have also learned the next 4 exercises that help us to take care of our feelings. The 5th exercise is to generate a feeling of joy. And we know that with mindfulness, we can always generate a feeling of joy whenever we want. And with the 6th exercise, we can generate a feeling of happiness. And we also know that a good practitioner with mindfulness can always generate a feeling of happiness whenever she wants to. In Buddhism, we learn that there are 3 ways, at least 3 ways, to generate the energy of joy and happiness. And the first way is to let go. Happiness is possible if we know how to let go. This is the joy that is born with the practice of releasing, letting go. And first of all, that is our idea of happiness. Each of us have an idea as how you can be happy. And there are people who think that without that position in society, without diploma, they can't be happy. Without being able to marry that person, you cannot be happy. Without get rid of that person, you cannot be happy. And each of us might be caught in that idea of happiness that we have in our head. And if we know how to let go of that idea, happiness, joy will come naturally by itself. So joy and happiness can be possible with the practice of letting go. That is the first teaching of the Buddha as how to have joy and happiness. Many of us think that to be happy, to be joyful, you have to get more. But the Buddha's teaching is that the more you let go, the happier you become. So each of us should sit down and look deeply to see what we can let go. A monk may think that without a temple, he cannot be happy. And maybe the temple is the obstacle for his happiness. So in order to be happy, the monk has to release the temple. So each of us, monks or lay person, we should think or should look deeply to see what we have to let go in order to be truly happy. This is one of the deepest teachings of the Buddha. And the second method of bringing joy and happiness is mindfulness. When we are mindful, our body and our mind are together, and we recognize that so many conditions of happiness that are available in the here and the now, and that make happiness possible right away. The other practice that can give rise to joy and happiness is the practice of concentration, samadhi. Suppose you are standing as a group and contemplating a beautiful sunrise. If you do not concentrate on the beautiful sunrise, and then the beautiful sunrise is not for you. You are not concentrated on the beautiful sunrise. You think about the future, the past, your projects. You are not really there in order to contemplate and enjoy the beautiful sunrise. When you have a friend visiting you, if you are not concentrated on him, and then you don't have the kind of happiness generated by the awareness that he is there with you, for you. When you drink a cup of tea, if you are not concentrated, the cup of tea does not really exist, and you do not enjoy the cup of tea. So not only mindfulness can help you be joyful and happy, but also concentration can bring you joy and happiness. And insight is the fourth element that can bring you joy and happiness. You are alive, but you do not know that you are alive. That is why you cannot enjoy the fact that you are alive. Enlightenment brings a lot of happiness. Enlightenment means that you have so many conditions of happiness. You are so lucky. You can be happy right here and right now. You don't have to run into the future in order to get some happiness. So in the Buddhist teaching, you do not go and look for happiness and joy in the direction of money, fame, power, sensual pleasure, but you look in the direction of letting go, mindfulness, concentration, insight. So the fifth exercise of mindful breathing and the sixth exercise of mindful breathing is an art of making happiness and joy. And this is the Buddhist art of how to be happy. And the seventh exercise is to be aware of the pain in you. The pain in you may be in the form of a painful feeling. Every time the feeling of pain arises, you have to practice mindful breathing, mindful walking, so that you have the energy of mindfulness in order to take care of your suffering. And the eighth exercise is how to calm down the suffering, the pain in you. This word means to calm down, and also it means to stop. And you can do it by the way of mindful breathing, mindful walking, to calm down your painful feeling. Today we learn the ninth exercise of mindful breathing, and that is to be aware of every mental formation that manifests in you. There are about 50 or more mental formations, and sometimes we call them tamsa. In Buddhist psychology, we learn that there are at least 2 layers of consciousness, and the lower part is store consciousness, and in the upper level it is mind consciousness, and in the bottom of store consciousness there are seeds called chủng tử. There is a seed of mindfulness down here. If you do not practice, the seed of mindfulness is very weak, very small. If you practice mindfulness of breathing and walking every day, that seed of mindfulness in you will continue to grow and become important. There is also a seed of concentration in you. There is also a seed of enlightenment in you. So you have the 3 most precious seeds in your store consciousness, which is mindfulness, concentration, and insight. And you have many other good seeds like loving kindness, compassion, joy, and non-discrimination. So you have many good things inside of us, and that is what we call Buddhahood. Buddhahood is not something very abstract. It is the existence of these wholesome seeds in the bottom of our store consciousness. And we have many good seeds down here, but we also have many negative seeds down here. We have the seed of violence, fear, anger, delusion. And we have also seeds that can be positive or negative, like the seed of regret. If you regret for having done such a negative thing, and you vow that in the future you will not do it again, and that regret is a good seed. But that if that regret become a kind of complex of guilt, and that it will prevent you from living happily and joyfully, and that seed of regret is negative. Every time a seed down here is touched or water, it manifests up here as a mental formation. Down here you call it a seed. Up here you call it a mental formation. So the 9th exercise is that every time a seed from down here manifests up here, you have to be able to recognize it and call it by its true name. Suppose a seed of anger has come up, and as a practitioner you have to be able to recognize it. You say, "Hello, good morning, My anger, I know you have manifested. Don't worry, I will take good care of you. And you practice mindful breathing, mindful walking, in order to help the seed of mindfulness to come up. So this energy of mindfulness, which is also a mental formation, is taking care of the other mental formation. In Mahayana Buddhism, we speak about 51 categories of mental formation. And every time one of them pop up here as a mental formation, you have to be there in order to take care. So you always generate the energy of mindfulness up there in order to recognize and take care of the other mental formation. Your mind flows like a river, and each drop of water is a mental formation. And the 9th exercise is to help you recognize every mental formation when they manifest. And the 10th exercise is how to make the landscape of mind joyful and happy all the time during the day. To make it happy, to make it joyful, to make the mind happy, to make the mind joyful. And in the Eightfold Noble Truth or Noble Path, you have the practice of right diligence, which is the same. It means that you select only the good seeds and invite them to come up. As for other seeds that are negative, try not to allow them a chance to come up. And this is also an art of happiness. When you come to a retreat, what you hear, what you see, should be able to water the good seeds down here so that they have a chance to manifest up here. And we refrain from watering the negative seeds and do not allow them a chance to manifest up here. In order to be a happy person, you should know the practice. You do not allow the negative seeds in you to be watered every day. If you allow the seed of craving, violence, anger in you to be watered every day, and then you suffer a lot, and you will make the other person suffer. Suppose you watch television, and the program that you are watching may contain a lot of craving, anger, and fear. And while watching that program of television, you water the seed of craving, anger, and fear in you. That's not good. So if you are a couple, you have to agree with each other that you should help each other in this practice. You go and tell the other person, your partner, that you want him or her to water only the good seeds in you and refrain from watering the negative seeds in you. You tell her, you tell him, darling, if you want me to be happy, please water only the seed of joy, happiness, and brotherhood, sisterhood in me. You know that I have the seed of jealousy, the seed of anger, the seed of despair in me, and if you water these seeds, I will suffer. And if I suffer, you have to suffer also. I I commit myself not to water the negative seed in me and in you. I also commit myself to water only the good seed in me and in you. Would you please make the same commitment? So the two persons may come in front of the three jewels and sign a treaty of peace, a treaty of happiness together. And it's certain that after 1 week of practice, the situation will be very different already. It's much more happiness. This kind of practice we call the practice of selective watering. You water only the good seeds and you refrain from watering the bad seeds in you and in the other person. 15 minutes of practice can already bring about good results. And if you practice 6 days and 7 days, I'm sure that the level of happiness will be much higher than a week before. I remember in Plum Village on the ceremony of Vesak, the Buddha's birthday, I gave a lecture on this topic of selective watering, and I saw a lady sitting in the audience and crying from the beginning of the talk to the end. That couple had come from Bordeaux, a city that need about 1 hour of drive to arrive in Plum Village. So after the Dhamma talk, I went to him and tell him this: my friend, your flower needs some watering. That friend knows about the teaching, but he did not practice. Many of us know a lot about Buddhism, but we do not practice. You need a Dhamma friend, a Dhamma brother or sister, or a teacher to remind you of practicing what you have learned. And that afternoon, while he drive home, he practiced watering the good seeds in her. A person always have virtues and talents, and if you recognize the seeds of virtues and of talents in that person, and if you water these seeds, she will transform right away. She will be a happier person after 5-10 minutes. So while driving, he practiced selective watering, and when they arrived at their home in Bordeaux, she was completely transformed, very joyful, very happy, and the children were very surprised. So in any relationship, if you know how to practice the 10th exercise recommended by the Buddha, you can create joy and happiness very quickly. You can even use your portable telephone to practice. The 5 mindfulness trainings that many of us receive today represent the path to practice recommended by Lord Buddha. And that is the basic practice of Buddhism. Any practice of meditation has to be based on that teaching. And the path begins with right view. In order to get the right view, you need right concentration and right mindfulness. These 3 kinds of energy, if we are true practitioners, we have to generate them every day. They are the heart of Buddhist practice. If you do not know how to generate energy of mindfulness, concentration and insight, you are not truly a Buddhist practitioner. In your daily life, you walk, you breathe, you do things in such a way that help generate these three kinds of energies. And in Buddhism, we call it the three trainings. Training on mindfulness, training on concentration, training on insight. And insight, right view, is a kind of understanding that is free from discrimination and separation. The teaching, the Buddhist teaching on right view is very deep. One day, the Venerable Katyayana, Maha Katyayana, came to ask the Buddha, "Dear teacher, you often speak of right view. What do you mean by right view?" And on that day, the Buddha gave a very precise answer as what right view is. He said that right view is a kind of view that is free from the notion of being and non-being. If you are caught in the notion of being, and if you are caught in the notion of non-being, you do not have right view yet. And this morning I would like to invite you to make a meditation so that we may be able to transcend the notion of being and non-being. Suppose I draw a line representing the course of time from left and right to right. And I pick up a point on that line, and I call it point B. B means birth. And we believe that the segment ending with B represent the realm of non-being. Because in our thinking, we believe that before you are born from your mother, you did not exist. You begin to be only from point B. So when you are born, you come from the realm of non-being to the realm of being. Because our definition of birth is that from nothing, you become something. To be born means from no one, you suddenly become someone. And when you are born, they give you a birth certificate saying that from that day on you begin to be, but before that day you did not exist. That is our way of thinking that the Buddha described as wrong view and not right view. And then as I have selected a point B, I have to find the point D, which means death. You continue to be until you arrive at point D. And when you arrive at point D, you will pass from the realm of being into the realm of non-being again. And that is the way we think about birth and death, being and non-being. When we observe the reality around us, we do not see anything like that. Suppose we meditate on a cloud in the sky. We should ask the cloud, "My dear, beautiful cloud, before you manifest as a cloud, did you exist before? Dear little cloud, have you come from the realm of non-being?" And if you listen deeply, the cloud will tell you that it has not come from the realm of non-being. before appearing on the sky as a cloud, it has been something already like the water in the ocean and the heat generated by the sun. The cloud has a former life, and her former life is the life of water in the ocean, also the heat of the sunshine. So the fact is that your cloud has not come from nothing. So you cannot say that the cloud has been born. The cloud existed already there. Now it only changed the way of existing. So looking into the cloud, you can see the true nature of the cloud, the nature of no birth. This is the true nature of the cloud, no birth, because the cloud has not come from nothing. And when the cloud is no longer seen in the sky, do you think that it has died? Is it possible for a cloud to die? That means from something you can become nothing. Because our mind thinks that to die means from something you become nothing. A cloud can become rain or ice or snow, but a cloud can never become nothing. So the true nature of the cloud is no birth and no death. And if the true nature of the cloud is no birth and no death, our true nature is also the nature of no birth and no death. Those who try to kill themselves, they think that from someone they can become no one, and they aspire to non-being. They think non-being is easier for them than being. But if they know Buddhism, they know that being and non-being are just ideas and not reality. The true nature of reality transcends both the notion of being and non-being. The true nature of reality transcends also the notion of birth and death. That is why the Buddha described right view as a view that is free from notion of being and non-being, birth and death. And the aim of Buddhist meditation is to touch the nature of no birth and no death in oneself and in reality. And interestingly enough, modern science has found the same thing. Is a French scientist whose name is Lavoisier. He is considered to be the father of modern chemistry, and he made a statement like this: there is no birth, there is no death, there is only transformation. Rien ne se crée in French means nothing is born. Rien ne se perd, it means nothing can die. Tout se transforme. Everything is transforming. And this corresponds to the teaching of impermanence. So science is saying the same thing. Everything is changing, impermanence. There is no real birth. There is no real death. You know that the first law of thermodynamics is that energy and matter, you cannot create them, you cannot destroy them, you can only transfer them. And it's very exciting to know that Buddhism is about the only kind of religion that can go together with science. Science has discovered no birth and no death, but their discovery is only intellectual. They cannot apply, scientists cannot apply that in their daily life. So if you have a right view, your thinking will be free from wrong perceptions. Right thinking is the thinking that is based on right view, free from the notion of birth and death, being and non-being. So when you produce a thought in the direction of right thinking, that thought is free from discrimination, division, fear, anger. If you have the base of right view, and then your thinking only has understanding and compassion. If your thinking is full of anger and discrimination, that is not right thinking. That kind of wrong thinking is possible only when you do not have a right view. Every time you produce a thought of understanding and compassion, that thought begins to heal yourself and help heal the world. If your thought has the element of fear, anger, division, that is not right thinking. If you produce a thought of anger, of despair, that thought begins to destroy your body, your mind, and destroy the world. That is why, as a Buddhist practitioner, we care very much about producing the kind of thoughts that are full of understanding and compassion. If our thoughts still have a lot of fear, anger, and separation, discrimination, we know that we have not got right view. A good Buddhist practitioner has to be able to produce thoughts of compassion and understanding several times a day that help heal them and heal the world. And then with the right view, you will be able to produce what we call right speech. Right speech is the kind of speech that only has understanding and compassion. Right speech are loving speech. The object of the fourth mindfulness training has the power to heal yourself, to heal the other person, and restore communication. And if you say something that has the power to divide, separate people, to separate north and south, that's not right speech. What you say or what you write in terms of right speech will have also the role of inspiring hope and joy and confidence. If you are a journalist, and then what you write will have the power to heal yourself and heal your society. If you write a report that is full of anger and fear and hate, you water the bad seeds in the people who read your article. Suppose you write a report on the killing of innocents, the bombing. You can write the truth, but you can write in such a way that promote understanding and compassion rather than to create fear, anger, and hate. Every day we listen to the news, we read the newspaper and magazine, and we are intoxicated by what the journalists write. So much violence and fear and anger, and we are empoisoned by the mass media. That is why during the time we spend in Thailand talking with the journalists, we suggest that we will organize a retreat in the future just for journalists and reporters. And then with the right view, we can do good things with our body. What we do with our body that can save, that can protect, that can restore is called right action. These three things, thinking, speaking, and writing, are three aspects of action. The first one is body action, the second one is speech action, and the third is thought action. Every thought we produce, everything we say, everything we do will never be lost. They will be our continuation. And when we are producing them, they are the seeds, the goals of action, and right away they can become the fruit of action. Suppose I produce a thought, and that thought will never be lost. And when I say something, that something is my action, is going to last for a long time. And what I do with my body will also last for a long time. And when my body disintegrates, my action continues. And my actions, triple actions, will manifest as life in new forms. The French philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre, he says something very close to Buddhism. He says man is the sum of his action. And action can be viewed as having three aspects: what you think, what you say, and what you do. What you think, what you say, what you do will be there for a long time, and that is your continuation. And that is why you can assure a beautiful continuation by producing only right thought, right speech, and right action. To say that after this body disintegrates, you are no longer there, that is a wrong view. You will continue always like that cloud. And with some mindfulness, I can recognize the cloud yesterday in my tea. Yesterday it was a cloud, but today it is tea. Although the cloud is no longer in the sky, it has not died. You can see the cloud in the creek, in your tea. And we know that when we breathe out, we create cloud. In our breath, there is a humidity, there is a water, and that will come up to the sky to manifest as a cloud. So a cloud is not born. A cloud does not die, but a cloud continues always in different forms. And a number of scientists believe that after they die, there's nothing left. And that is bad science, not good science. Because in Buddhism, we have good Buddhism and bad Buddhism. So in science, they have good science and bad science. And then we have right livelihood. And also we have right diligence, which we have already learned here. So really the path presented by the Buddha is a beautiful path that can lead to healing, that can lead to reconciliation, that can lead to joy and happiness, that can lead to the Pure Land, that can lead to Nirvana. And 5 mindfulness trainings that many of us received this morning manifest, represent in a very concrete ways the teaching and the practice of the Eighth Noble Path. The Eighth Noble Path is a very deep practice. If we think that we already know the path, we are not right. And if we think that we already know everything about 5 mindfulness trainings, we are wrong. That's why every fortnight we have to come together and recite the trainings and learn more and see more deeply the teaching and the practice. Dear friends, it's time now to sum up everything that we have learned in the last 5 days. First, as a practitioner, we should know how to release the tension in our body. We should know how to allow our body to heal itself by the practice of mindful breathing, mindful walking, and resting. If from the parking lot to the office, if you walk in such a way that every step can release the tension, every step can help you generate joy and peace, you are free from tension, you are free from many kinds of disease, because that is a good practice of releasing the tension and helping the body to heal. And then we have to learn how to generate a feeling of joy, a feeling of happiness for us and for the other person every time we want to. Please remember that on this path, every moment can be a happy moment. And then the next thing we have to learn is when pain and sorrow and fear come up, we should be able to help calm them down. The practice of mindful breathing that follow the 10th about the concentration and liberation help us to finally transform our suffering, our pain, our fear. And then the next thing we should learn is how to practice selective watering in order to make us happier and make the other person happier. When we go home, we have to persuade the other person to sign a peace treaty, a happiness treaty. The practice of selective watering. And then the last thing we have to learn how to do if communication is blocked, if communication has become difficult, we should practice the 4th mindfulness training in order to restore communication and to bring about reconciliation. And the daily practice should be able to help us in realizing these aims. And when we learn the big sutras like Avatamsaka Sutra, Lotus Sutra, Vimalakirti Sutra, we have to ask the question, how could these big sutras help us in practicing better this basic practice? When you breathe in and you invite all your ancestors to enjoy breathing in with you, that is the practice of Avatamsaka already. And when we touch the true nature of no birth and no death, we are practicing the Lotus Sutra. In the Lotus Sutra, we learn that everyone has Buddha nature, everyone can be fully enlightened, and the lifespan of a Buddha is infinite. The Buddha does not is never born and will never die. Not only the lifespan of a Buddha is like that, but the lifespan of a cloud and our own lifespan is also like that. Now it's time for us to say goodbye. And we hope that everyone will find ways in order to continue the teaching and practice joyfully in order to bring about transformation and healing to ourselves, our families, and our society.
우리 그 플럼빌리지 스님들께서 월정사의 주지 스님께 드리는 선물을 가지고 왔습니다.